Go live then. Make sure you put your post in.
You need to be the welcome to Sierra Tube kind of gear there, Nick, and introduce yourself.
Of course.
I'm just going to sit here and think about mayo.
Alright, I've just put that YouTube link into the post. Alright, so we are live now.
You're bringing a pokey.
Yeah. We're live, all sorted, all ready to go. So, crack on. Nick?
Yes.
Crack on.
Well, I'm here, aren't I?
About saying hi to Sierra 2 stream and all that.
Oh, hello, and welcome to Sierra 2 stream. Today we're going to do is walk you through Harriet Taker about the pros and cons, Speedsoft and normal airsoft, how we got into it, and the joys that the end brings to it, why everyone's like an idiot. So today, Harry, welcome. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Harry, part of the Legion, the 9th Legion Airsoft team, which is a SpeedQB team, and I'm here to talk about SpeedQB, Speedsoft, Airsoft in general, and what the differences are between SpeedQB, Speedsoft, and Airsoft. Because as much as everyone thinks Speedsoft and SpeedQB are completely different, they ain't the actual same thing. As much as people think if you're a Speedsofter, you're a SpeedQB, and if you're a SpeedQB, you're a Speedsofter, it's not true.
So what's a SpeedQB?
Okay, SpeedQB is a tournament side of Airsoft, which is it's a 5v5, basically one hit elimination, capture the flag, where the flag is in the center of the field, and what you gotta do is you gotta get that flag from the center of the field to the enemy's gate, as we call it, which is where they spawn. And when you're it's the rounds are 3 minutes long, so the rounds are 3 minutes long, and it just takes. Sometimes it can take 3 minutes, sometimes it can take 20 seconds. It all depends on how you play versus the other team. You could have a team that just runs straight down the middle and they all get wiped out within the first 10 seconds. You grab the flag, you post the flag up, and then that's it, you've won the game. Is Decker just stripping hats now? Has he had enough of all the hats? Or is he doing it when I say a certain word?
Should have thought about that one, shouldn't we?
What you did?
Basically playing capture the flag.
Yeah, basically, it's capture the flag, but it's 5v5, one hit elimination. And it's stupid fast pace.
So you got
What?
So I'm guessing me being fat, old, and slow don't work then.
No, actually, there are quite a few old people that play it. There's a person.
What's old? How old am I? How old do you think I am?
You're 30, 40 something, aren't you?
Cheeky twat.
What are you?
52.
52. Fuck off.
Anyway, carried on.
Basically, the oldest person in the Legion team at this moment in time, I believe, is going on to 40, 42. Something around that age. So,
How old are you?
I'm 21.
You don't have to be young.
No, you don't have to be young. You don't have to actually be physically fit to do it. That's the thing. You can have a bit of weight. You don't have to sprint all the way down the field. There are certain positions in the game where you play which are different. So
just have to sprint upstairs, don't you?
I'm going to put some layouts of the actual field up on the screen now, and what you can see is it's kind of like all the different bunkers have different names. So we call different bunkers in different names compared to say the SAS lads, which are another UK team, and a back left or back right player can be someone like you, Nick, someone that can't run very long distance, is normally just good at sitting back and just putting rounds down, because in the SpeedQB tournament there isn't actually a fire limit, so there's none of this tap tap stop, tap tap stop, tap tap stop. If you can put it down, as long as it's in single fire, you can put as many rounds down as you possibly want. And you don't have to be physically fit, but it does help for the simple fact that if you're last man alive and there's only 30 seconds left on the clock, you're gonna have to kill how many left are on the enemy team, grab the flag, and then post it up. The size of the field is actually only 32 or 38 meters in length, so it's actually not that large of a field. The width is only, I think it's 18 meters. So it's not a massive field. It's not like you're going to an outdoor field which is like an acre in size, but you've got plenty of bunkers, and the bunkers range from being 2 meters tall to being a meter to being half a meter, and they can be all different shapes and sizes. Some of them we call Doritos and X's and all that kind of stuff, so they can be the size of pallets and whatnot.
So the larger, slower players go for the Doritos?
No, they actually go for the back pillars, as we call them. We call the back left, back right. They sit there, and what they do is they don't actually look outside of the field. They look inside and cross over. So you've got like two lines of you got a line of arc that goes across each other. So we call them lanes. So your lanes cross over in the middle. So what that does, if you're on the back left, you're covering the back right's back basically, and if he's on the back right, he's covering your back. So you have this like cross, and if you can keep that cross as wide as possible, like furthest down the field, there ain't no chance that they're going to run down the sides and come up behind you. So it all depends on your team, your strategy, your teammates, because there are certain players, like there's a player in the Legion, the actual Legion team. He's called Kyle. His nickname's Weapon. Don't ask why. He just got...
Not our Glenn, no.
Pardon?
Not Glenn, our Glenn.
No. Kyle. He, for some reason, I don't know how or why, he's just immense. He can bounce up and down, left, right, and centre. He can move on like a split second. He can be walking. He can be going left, and then just dart right straight away. He just knows how to do it. He can work the field. He's really, really good. And if you were actually up against him in an actual CQB environment, you'd be like, fuck, how the hell did he get there? He can just dominate a field just all on his own because he knows what he's doing. He's looking for gaps where people aren't looking. So he uses blind spots. So say... Not blind fire. So it's kind of like at Sierra 2, if you're covering the right doorway, and he'll come through the left and then come into the middle where you're not looking, where you're watching that right doorway, he'll come down the middle and he'll just come at you head on.
Okay.
So
like, daft question. So you say like your big team. So do you all have like positions that you do, but like in American football, like quarterbacks, blockers, runners, and all that kind of shit?
Yeah, we have a couple. We normally, the thing is though, as a team, you want everyone to be able to play everywhere. For the simple fact is, say if I'm on back left and there's someone in the back centre, if they don't need me on the back left and the guy in the back centre dies, I've got to go and fill his place. So I've got to be able to play back left and back centre at the same time. So when we train to do every single position, and what we normally do is we send the smaller people to run for the flag, because they've got to run and be low enough that they don't get hit, so that they use the cover. So these covers are only probably a meter and a bit tall. So they've got to be able to crouch run all the way to that bunker, grab the flag without being hit. And some of the weapons that actually go on to the SpeedQB tournaments are putting You can be pulling 30 rounds a second down quite easily just by spamming the trigger. Because yeah, they
So if you get hit, you're getting fucking hit, aren't you? Then.
Oh, yeah, but it depends. If you run out into a lane, like I said, if you run out into that cross between the back left and the back right, what they're just putting rounds down constantly. So you'll get hit by like 4 or 5 BBs just by crossing that lane. If they know where you are and they're peeking you, and then what they'll do is they only put 1 or 2 shots into you. They're actually very courteous, especially in the SpeedQB environment. They're quite courteous in how not to overshoot people, because it might flip on their head. If they're in a bunker and they don't know where you're coming from, and you run them down, as we call it, you running at them, and you get behind them, you're not going to put 10 or 15 BBs into them. You're going to put 2, maybe 3. So you're not going to run them down and then just absolutely lace the back of their head. You're just going to run down, pop them a couple of times, and then move on. So the courtesy between the teams is actually quite high. In a video that I'll show later, there's a team. It's the 9th Legion versus SAS. Before the game, we actually walk out into the middle of the field, shake hands, all that kind of sportsmanship, and actually we're quite good friends with the SAS lads, and I enjoy playing against them. I'll show you some of the videos where not saying big-headed, on the first video I actually do sweep the field. I do clear. I think I get about 3 or 4k. So I actually won us that game because of what I did, which I'll show later on.
So.
Yeah.
So anyway, Harry, how did you get into SpeedQB or SpeedSoft or whatever you prefer to call it?
Well, as Nick knows, I was actually just a bog standard regular airsoft player. Yeah, I was just a regular airsoft player. I played outdoor, played indoor, and I did the Army Cadets, which gave me some idea of doing the breaching and clearing and the sweeping of rooms and making sure it's all clear. And then eventually I just started shortening what you would have to do. So when you breach in a room, you would have to throw a grenade in. One person goes left, one person goes right, and then you sweep into the middle and you go on to the next room. In Airsoft, it does work, but it's not as effective. So I started learning that when I did that, say 6 out of 10 times, I would get shot before I even saw the person, or as I was entering the room, because I was sweeping from centre to right or centre to left. So I wasn't actually thinking about where the enemy was. I was thinking, this is how I got to do it. I've got to sweep the room. And eventually I started cutting certain bits out. So if I could see no one was in the middle of the room, I'd go, okay, I'm not going to sweep the middle of the room. I'm going to be ready to shoot around the corner. So I'd come around the corner and there'd be someone there and I would shoot them. It'd be a 50-50 trade, or I would hit them, they would hit the wall, or something like that.
50-50 trade.
Yeah, right. I do a lot of 50-50s, even if I've shot.
We know.
Yeah, but even if I shoot them first and then a second later they get a reaction shot, like they jump back and they pull the trigger and it hits me, I take it.
Yeah,
I'm as many people seem to think I'm a very dishonourable player. I'm not. I do take hits when I feel.
I've not heard much about that. I mean, it's not like.
I haven't the last 3 weeks anyway, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's just generally when I do hear that, it only tends to be at every site I ever visit or anywhere I've ever heard of. And everybody I've ever spoke to. But just other than that, you don't hear much about that, Harry.
The thing is though, with a lot of regular players, is some of them don't have tracer units, and I do. Oh. So I know exactly where my BBs are going, and I've got my weapon to the point where now I don't really need to take the time to aim. I just know exactly where the BBs are going.
I've noticed that when I've been marshalling, Harry, that you don't take the time to aim, because I tend to get shot by a lot. And obviously, being a marshal, I can't shoot you back, so it's not 50-50. Definitely not 50-50 when I get shot, Harry. I'm a marshal. I don't have a gun I can shoot you back with, mate. So.
Well, it's it's that cutting corners and thinking about, not exactly thinking, oh, there's an enemy definitely in that room. If you know that there's no one in that room, like your teammate's gone through, there's no point in sweeping it. So you just skip that. And when it comes to people doing 50-50s with me, it's not that people always hit me, because the BBs aren't coming at you like a proper bullet. It's not like they pull the trigger, I'm dead straight away. There is that split second where you can move out the way, which it could be you're just peeking your head around the corner, you see it, you pull back, and they think that you've hit you because you pulled back. But no, I know for a fact if I kept my head out there trying to shoot them, I would have got shot. So I pull back and make sure, oh, no, they're not going to hit me, and possibly take it from a different angle, which is the whole premise of the SpeedQB. It's the...
Yeah, but your field split sets up to say something like Sierra 2 or other airsoft sites, isn't it? Like, say you got all that like half-covered triangles and circly bits and Doritos, whatever they want to call them.
No, but it's the same principle.
I couldn't hide behind that triangle thing now, mate.
No, but no, it's the same principle of the corner. If someone's shooting at the doorway that you're trying to go through, and you know they have to push down through that room to get to you or get to the next objective, all you would have to do is pull back a bit so that you're not looking at them, you're looking at where they're going to go. So that you've got a little bit of a gap so that they can't hit you, but you can wait for them to step out, and then you've got them. So
you're basically trying to outpace everybody.
Yeah, you're trying to work faster, you're trying to think faster, you're trying to predict where they're going to go. Okay.
How many times do you shoot your own players?
Actually, not that many. For the simple fact is that I've gained a lot of trigger control. I know Deck's going to disagree with me there.
That's what I was waiting for.
But I have shot a few teammates, but everyone shoots your own teammates, especially in Sierra 2 where it's completely dark. Yes, Nick, you have shot me a few times.
Yeah, I meant them.
So it's different. The difference between SpeedQB is that you should know exactly where your team is because you'll be in a line or you'll be watching one person move up. Whereas in Skirmish or at Sierra 2, they're just everywhere. So you've just got to predict and hope that your teammates are covering you.
That's good for actually. Let's call it what the thing's called? The range thing, the pitch, wherever the fuck you play on.
Yeah.
Do you only go to halfway, or do you actually mix into each other's lines?
No, you have to get that flag to the other end. So you start on one end of the field, you have to grab the flag which is in the middle, and then take that flag all the way to the other end. So eventually, you will have to go into their side of the field, their half.
So you grab the flag from the middle and run it into their end?
Yes, you have to get it on the back of their wall.
I just thought you played off the pitch then.
No, but at the same time...
Change sides half time, like.
Yeah, you change. You do.
Run up with you running back like that.
But at the same time, is if you're moving down on the left-hand side trying to sneak around, someone on their team could be doing the exact same, which is the opposite side for you. So you can kind of like swap sides and not actually think about it. But if they do that and your teammate's not covering it and whatnot, you will eventually get shot. So with SpeedQB, it's more about the team and knowing the layout of the field. Because if you don't know the layout and what places that you can move without getting shot, or where if someone is at that certain bunker, which way they're going to be watching, you're kind of just running head on into... It's like going to a brand new field as a skirmish and then just running straight towards the objective. You're going to get shot because you don't know the corners, you don't know where someone will be hiding. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course, obviously. Every time you go new site, you haven't got a clue where you're going, are you? So it takes you a bit of time to work it out.
But that's the thing with it, when we train on a field that's exactly the same as that. So we're training for that field every single time that we go training, and we run probably 40 games a day, maybe more, of just constant go. Okay, you got hit. Where did you get hit from? Over there. Okay, then now you know to move this way, do that kind of thing. So it's all about learning movements, predicting where the enemy is going to be, predicting where the BBs are going to be coming from, as well as like how to deal with a certain situation. So you could be 1v3, and I haven't got this video with me on me at the time, but in one situation that was me. It was me v3, and I almost won it. The only reason I didn't win it is because I just miscalculated where he would be. So if that situation comes again and it's the exact same positions, which it probably won't be, but it might be, I will then know differently than to do what I did. So you have to learn from your mistakes every single time.
So just ask, where's that field up there, mate? It's pitched at the top.
That is actually in Brussels. That's actually the actual SpeedQB EU tournament layout. That's the actual what we would be using in the tournament. There is actually a part of that which is plexiglass. So you've got like a bunker which is just a plexiglass which is tall as 2 meters tall or 2.5 meters tall. So you can actually stand behind it, watch the field, and still not get shot. And people use it to their advantage. If they get someone into that plexiglass, they actually mock the other players. So they like stick their head out, stick it back in, like wave to them, like stick the foot out, like mock them, so that they start focusing on that person in a plexiglass, and then don't realise that someone else is running down the other side of the field and flanking them.
Very nice, isn't it?
No, but it's a tactic. It's not. You're there to win the rounds in the games. You're not there to just piss about. But at the end of the day, after you've had that get match, everyone's sound. It's left on the field. There ain't any
animosity.
Yeah, there ain't any animosity to anyone after the game.
It's not like going down to Stoke then.
No, it's not like going down to the Stoke match and Port Vale supporters are over on one side. You're throwing bottles at each other, and after the game.
Oh, well, it's last time into football match, Stoke Vale. Well, last time we played actually wasn't that long ago, wasn't it, to be fair?
So it's not like you go out after the game, you go out and start brawling in the field, in the other side of the field. It's not that. It's completely different because we know it's just a game. We know that we're there to have a tournament. We're not there to have fights.
How did you find your last day? Because you went to Brussels or somewhere, didn't you?
Yeah.
For a tournament, How did you find that?
It was unreal. It's a completely different ball game. Like going to like a new field in the UK is completely different because you're going to a field in the UK. You're there for a day. You meet everyone. You go hi. You stick with your mates, but you kind of you're just there as a mix, aren't you? You're there as just random people.
To everyone. I'm quite sociable.
Yes, you are. But when you go there with the lads that you've been training with for 2-3 months, it's completely different because the side of when you're actually on the field, you get it's kind of like playing football in your back garden and then going playing football in an actual football competition. There's two sides. You can be very nice and chill and just having a laugh, and then the other side where you're like super into it and you just want to win. You just want to be the best team that's on that field, and it's the atmosphere there is just unreal. Like when certain people make certain plays, where people do certain things, it's just you get crazy. It's just mad. You're gaming from like 7 o'clock in the morning to like 9 o'clock at night, just non-stop, go. And
yeah, no.
It's just unreal. By Sunday night, when we had to leave, we were just knackered, shattered. It was amazing.
So, what's the big difference with your kit then? Because I've seen your kit and it looks like a water pistol.
Okay, the difference between the kit, there is a slight difference between...
Slight?
Yes. In the American side of things, they keep their guns as they would look like if they were real life guns, but they just HPA them. Over here in the EU, they've now adopted to this. It's called a bottle stock. It makes it
paintball stock.
Yeah, it makes it look like a paintball gun. But the reason why we do that is because when you're actually playing in the tournament, you've got to have an HPA bag on, you've got to have a line, and if that gets caught on a bunker or something, it pulls it out, and then you're out. Your gun's down basically. But as well as if they hit your backpack, you're technically classed as out. But if you don't notice it or feel it, it's a penalty. So the whole of SpeedQB is a point scoring system. So for every kill you get 5 points. For a flag grab where you actually the first team to grab the flag, you get 50 points. For hanging it up, you get another 50 points. If you don't feel it, deduct 10, 15, 20 points. At the end of the day, points are points. You need to have the most points in the whole tournament to win. So you need to make it at least likely that you're not going to feel that hit. So with the bottle stock, what that does is instead of having the HPA tank on your back, you've got it under your arm. It also means that because with SpeedQB, you have to wear a dye mask. You cannot wear just a lower face and eye pro. You have to have a dye mask or a paintball mask or a full face with clear. You can't have any mesh goggles. You can't have a clear lens. Simply because you have to use tracers. The reason why you have to use tracers is because it helps the refs identify if someone's been hit or where the lanes are, so they can see where the BBs are going. The reason why they do that is simply because it's just much comfortable for tournament purposes. What's going on in there? It's much more comfortable for tournament purposes. It's easier. It actually makes the gun lighter because you can have a carbon fiber bottle, which makes the gun incredibly light. And you've got consistencies with your shots constantly. The shots are always going to be 300 FPS or just under 1 joule constantly until you run out of air. So after you've done your 6 minutes of gaming, you go back, fill up your air, you're done. And that's it. You've just got to make sure you've got your magazines ready. And there is another reason, which is a lot of SpeedQB players are old paintball 5v5 or 10v10 players. And that's where a lot of the competition is going to come from because of paintball sites being shut down in the UK. It's paintball is getting harder to play outdoors, and it's just becoming less and less of a sport. There's still players out there that do it, and hats off to them, and all that kind of stuff.
Fucking what's it called? Stag do thing, isn't it?
Yeah. It becoming now. It's not an every weekend hobby where you just go out, you just go skirmish, and that's it. It's a niche market now. It's not like you can go on a Friday night or Saturday morning. So the reason why they've done that is to entice more people in, because you've got the airsoft players that are pure airsoft players, say like Becca and yourself. Whereas a pure airsoft player. You've not done paintball before, have you?
No, I haven't actually.
So that's what I mean. You've not done paintball before. You've not a paintball player. You've not done 10v10s. You've not done 5v5 paintball, speedball, whatever. So the enticement for getting more people into the sport is having guns that they can just pick up and go, okay, yeah, I can use this. I know exactly what I'm doing here. I know how to hold it. I know how to aim it. All that kind of jazz. So it gives the player base and not just limited to pure airsoft players. It gives it to people that play airsoft, paintball, or just or paintball themselves. So it opens up SpeedQB from just being an airsoft thing to being airsoft, paintball, or every kind of different sport into one. And yes, most of the guns now have gone to HP. Most of the guns from SpeedQB have gone to HPA, simply because you can get a better fire rate. There's less likely to go wrong during a tournament. So you're not going to strip your gears. You're not going to burn out your motor. Your batteries aren't going to die halfway through the game. So it reduces the amount of the probability of something happening in the middle of a game when you really need it to work.
Yeah, so what you would say is most these Speedsoft players are paintball players, then basically that's where your crossover comes in with your dye masks and your Power Ranger outfits.
Some do, some don't. There are certain people that do come from an airsoft background, and then like myself, they go from an airsoft background and then see themselves wanting more of a competition, wanting more of a tournament style play and all that kind of stuff. So they go to SpeedQB, and when they join a team, there are one or two of the senior players there that have played or did play paintball in such a time. And when you start to hang around with them people and realize where a lot of their skills come from when playing SpeedQB, it has come from playing paintball. So it kind of just becomes to the point. It's like Sierra 2. If the Sierra 2 lads get together, they go to a different site, they'll play at that site as a team. So if one team member goes, oh, let's go do this, let's go with the old senior team members. If they say, let's go to this paintball field and try and do this paintball tournament or this paintball thing, you kind of go, yeah, why not? Let's just go and have a go and just have a laugh. So it's not like you're dedicated to paintball as soon as you go after one game. It's not like you're dedicated to Airsoft after going one game.
No.
No.
So that's Power Ranger kit then. You got a picture of
that? It's not a Power Ranger kit. But what it is just a
Power Rangers.
All it is distinguishing from different teams. Different teams have different colours and all that kind of stuff.
Like your way motocross kit.
In some places, yes, because of what we have to do. There's a lot of padding. There's a lot of padding underneath the arms and on the knees. For the simple fact is, people are actually diving onto the concrete floor, like dolphin diving onto the floor to slide into a bunker, because it makes yourself. It makes you. No, I slide on my knees. I don't actually dolphin dive, like the proper dolphin dive.
What do you mean dolphin dive?
So like where they run and then they just jump into the middle there and Superman in the air and crash to the floor and they just slide into a bunker.
Show me, you got your bed there.
No.
You mean like a belly flop?
Yeah, kind of like a belly flop, but as they're moving, they jump and then they just plane out and then just slide across the floor. So
is
they've
that
got
the one where they do actually extend the full arms fully and the legs fully, or is that a different move?
That's different. It's like they're
like
right. What they do is they kind of like dive and then they dive on
just for arms forward rather than out like woo and then
yeah. So like onto their arms, onto the elbows, onto the forearms. So they've got to have padding there to stop them from breaking an arm or like seriously injuring themselves. Especially when you're doing it from 7 in the morning till 9 at night. You've got to be able to take the impact, take the friction, and it not actually burn your skin. So that's the reason why they do that is simply because it protects them. The colours is just simply to stand out more. If you
camo, do you,
no, you don't need camo. But if your team is in full red and someone's running down the left hand side who's in full black, you know that's not your team, don't you? So it just distinguishes you from so your teammates can see you and the other teammates can see you. They can see you and you can see who's differently. I've just got some cookie dough and custard here.
You must live at home.
I do live at home.
I've been eating Vicks all week.
So, in the reason...
Tell us about your weaponry, Harry. What have you got that's different now than what it was when you were playing Airsoft? Things you may have changed, things that you may have done. Your weapons, your gear, anything.
My gear, instead of actually having like an actual chest rig, which I've still got chest rigs for when I play outdoors and all that. I've only just got a battle belt. But instead of having the mags like facing up, so they actually stick up that way, the face downwards. Simply because when you when you're pulling the mag out from behind you, you can keep your arm in. So you don't get this chicken wing. So you don't get like it stays straight. So you don't have to stick your body out as much and you're not going to get clipped in the elbow. The dye mask is simply because I don't want to get shot in the face. I don't want to lose my teeth. And I just feel more comfortable in it because I've got like this protective bubble around the front of my face instead of just glasses. That makes sense.
No, you used to love rocking just glasses.
I know, I did.
You used
and
to come
I
out peppered in shots
paid
all
for
over
it.
your face and
I
say,
paid for
I've
it.
only been hit once.
No, I didn't. I used to say I got hit in the face. But
I heard that one before, yeah.
that's what I mean. It's like I've paid my price when it comes to being shot in the face and almost losing teeth and whatnot. So
I'd better say you're a cut sight you on that still wear face, bro. It hurts in the teeth.
Exactly. So.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
And I know that a paintball, the kinetic energy of a paintball is actually much higher than an airsoft BB. So if something can stop a paintball, it can definitely stop a BB. Whereas if you put some of the airsoft gear up against a paintball, they would just break it straight through. They just go straight through and they just destroy it. Like some of these, the Bigfoot the clear lenses. You put a paintball, if you shoot a paintball straight at that, that's just gone. It's going to go straight through.
Yeah, so, we aren't putting paintballs, are we?
No, but what I'm saying is it just gives you that more security, that more safety, that feeling of I'm not going to lose my eyesight. And you just genuinely feel more safe, and that makes you more comfortable, which makes you more focused, which just makes you a bit more safer, and you just feel better. My gun is actually bottle stocked. I've got a gun that is actually bottle stocked. It did used to look really sexy, have a load of attachments on it. It used to have a sight, it used to have a foregrip, everything.
It used to have a handrail as well, didn't it?
Yeah, it used to have a handrail, everything. But
now it's just an inner barrel.
It's just an outer barrel top receiver. I've even ripped the charging handle off. I've got the dust cover off.
The safety.
Yeah, I have a safety. Yeah. I have a safety.
No, there is no safety. It still shoots in semi when it's on safety.
Yes, it does. But that's just
to me, that isn't having a safety.
But that's where I have the sock fall, the protection. So I put it over the top of it.
Put that on your finger?
No. You put it over the barrel so that you can, even if it does shoot, no BBs are coming out of it.
Why have you got safety? Can I ask that? Come on, that must be something in everywhere.
I believe, because I didn't put the gun together myself. I believe it's due to how it was put together and the fire mechanism of the actual speed trigger that's in it.
He forgot.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't build it, so.
Yeah, dude. I'll let you off on that one. So what's with this light horse trigger crap? Because that's dead paintball. That's a proper crossover. Even you on the back, you have the double trigger now, where you can just go like that.
That is simply because you want to put as many rounds down as possible. You want
that courtesy thing doesn't come into it, then does it? So you 2-3 rounds, but if you're doing 30 rounds a second.
Yeah, but so the thing is though, you know, you have that trigger discipline to not lace someone. Even if you're touching it just slightly and you're moving your finger just a little bit, you're still in control of how many times you move that finger.
It's a good job we're on lockdown, because anytime somebody within 20 foot coughs, your trigger goes off, Harry.
Yeah. John Winter and I can't say that name. Judai Sabir. He asked, where is this located? The actual.
That one.
Well, it's his bedroom.
The actual SpeedQB is basically all over the world. It comes from California in America, where the SpeedQB brand was made and raised, and basically it's now like a world known name. But at this moment, the live stream's coming from England, and John Winter, it comes from paintball, also, if I'm correct.
John Winter comes from paintball.
What comes from paintball? Oh, the five-a-side. The tournament side of how we actually play it in Brussels is what they've done is they've taken how five-a-side teams and five-a-side tournaments have competed in paintball and put it into Airsoft and SpeedQB. For the simple fact is how it used to run, it would take forever for a game for the tournament to run. So instead of running for 7 till 9, it would be 7 till 12, and then you'd be back in again 7 till 12. So shortened the time frame of how quick and how fast they can do the games and everything.
So how many teams is there in the UK, Harry? Is it few and far between? Or?
The teams that I know of and the teams that have actually played against there is only two. There's the Legion and the Safety Soccer. That's what it is. Legion and SAS. But from my knowledge, there are many more teams that just haven't got the ability to train, to go on to these, go abroad to play SpeedQB. So what the UK really, really needs is a site for SpeedQB. If there is a site for SpeedQB, more teams will come, more people will come, and.
You think there's something in this, then? Do you think it's not just a fad?
No, it's genuinely a thing.
Their old second-hand crosser kit.
No, it's genuinely a thing because when paintball started, it was quite small. It wasn't well known, and other sports took over it. Were much more popular than it. And same with Airsoft. Airsoft started, and it's slowly getting more and more. It's slowly getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, isn't it? There's more sites popping up. There's more players, and there's more companies willing to buy and make products. With SpeedQB, it's actually as the makers of the game and the actual people that run it have only said that it's actually in its adolescence. It's only just started. The tournament side of Airsoft is going to go for so much more. It's going to go way bigger than anyone can ever imagine.
Yeah, it's early days yet, but yeah, I can see the interest. I mean, it's a little bit more for, like I say, with paintball, sort of, a lot of sites and definitely in the UK have closed down. Them guys are going to want to go somewhere, and this is a bit more of a closer thing to them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like the kick crossover, like the bottle stocks, the HBA crap.
Yeah, like buying a new tank is like 220 quid, whereas they've already got all the tanks and all that kind of stuff. So their stuff,
ideal.
Yeah, the crossover straight away is a lot better than.
Say, them's going to be dictating it because unless they got a badger on, they don't need it, they'll just carry on. That's the one concern I've got, which I can see that being a problem with, which is probably why you fit right into it.
Oh, shut up! But it's kind of like it's like you playing paintball. You'll eventually learn the rules of paintball. The rules that if it bounces off you, it doesn't count. Whereas if you come from paintball to Airsoft, if you learn the rules, then you're going to abide by the rules, aren't you? A good, honest paintball player is going to be an honest Airsoft player.
Well, that's translating anything, though, mate, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Is that a rule then, Harry? If it bounces off you in paintball, it's not counted?
Yeah.
It's something new every day, don't you?
I've never played.
I don't know, mate. What's this Airsoft business we're on about as well?
Yeah, not bothered.
No idea what that's
about. Paid in beer.
Yeah.
Not 2 seconds. So, right. So how many times do you have to do training then with your lot?
We do it once a week.
And have you got any sort of obviously you'll have different jobs you've heard that, but you got any like special call outs for us, Harry, or anything like
that? Yeah, well, we train once a week.
One dog in a bush.
And each bunker, as I'll show you now, not that one, and take away that one. Each bunker is a different name, so back left, back right, back center, Mustang 1, Mustang 2, Godzilla, Xbox, Lexus, Ranger. There's loads of different, in London, all that kind of stuff. Each team has a different call out, because you go through and say, that one is called that. So if I say someone's at back left, it means that there's someone there. That's all you need to know. So you know that that's where a player's going to be, and
you know. Like a code book, is it back left?
No, but
I keep on now on the back. You'll be able to work that one out.
But that's what I'm saying is each bunker has a different call out. There ain't. If we say, oh, there's someone in the snake, it doesn't mean the team's going to go, oh, I'm the person in the snake, I'm going to back off. They might do, but they might not. So it just makes your team aware of it. But you've also got to remember we're playing in Brussels, and they're coming from all over the Europe, France, Germany, Austria, Italy. So the language barriers are there as well. So they might not know what Mustang is. They might not know what Lexus is. They don't know that. So there is a little bit of code word, and say if a friendly person gets hit and is out of the game, you're not allowed to shout hit. You've just got to stand up and walk off.
Well, so if you shoot your own team, you just got to stand up and walk off.
No, if I'm in the back left facility, I get hit, I've just got to walk off. Can't pick a mag up, can't do anything, just got to walk straight off. Can't say anything. My team has then got to realise that I'm not there, and then they've got communicated to everyone else. We do that by saying O numbers. So it'll be, if I die, it'll be 01, 02, 03, 04. And then the last guy is on his own, you don't need a call. But if you take out an enemy player, it's G1, G2, G3, G4, G5. And then when you've cleared the whole field, you shout clear, and then you grab the flag, plant it, and it's all done. So the call-outs are what you got to learn, because if I say someone's in the Lexus, so if I say someone's in back left and he's not there, he's actually in the back right, my team is going to rush up trying to get that back left player and then get shot from behind. So then it becomes my fault for not giving the correct information.
Yeah, but to be fair though, if you're in Europe, it's fair. A lot of them guys do speak English, but you shout what you want, really, can't you? They're going to understand you that well.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, they have different bunker names. So they might not have the Godzilla. It might be, I don't know, center pillar, something stupid, or car or something. So they all have something different for each one. So the different call-outs, it doesn't really give you an edge listening to their call-outs, because all they're doing is telling you where you are, which is useless information. Yeah. Which is useless information, because what you're going to learn about from where you are. You know where you are, you want to know where they are.
Oh, someone knows where you are, move.
Yeah, but you've also got to remember, they're putting rounds down at this bunker, but if they know exactly where you are, they're putting rounds down to try and keep you in that bunker and keep you from shooting their team.
Yeah, that's the same as any sort of airsoft game.
Yeah.
If you know where someone is, you put support fire down so you can take little fucker off.
Exactly, and the main reason why people get taken out is because they're like, oh, is he still there, and get shot. So if you know someone's shooting at you, you don't want to peek that side again. And if someone's covering both sides of your bunker, you're just got to sit there and just wait. You pull back, hold a different angle, wait for them to come to you.
So common sense is like a bit of a, plus for you guys.
Well, is another thing that we do is we actually watch where the BBs are going. So we're in a bunker, we'll see which way the BBs are coming from. So if they're coming up from low or coming from high, so we can tell if they're crouched or standing. So if they're coming from low and then going up high and going up that way,
or if they're just a really short player,
well then you know to aim lower. Because if I'm aiming, say I know Nick is holding a position and holding his head, only his head out, and he's shooting with only his head out, I know I've got to aim quite high because I'm shorter than him, so I've got to aim a little bit higher. Whereas if he's a really short guy and he's only sticking his head out, I've got to then aim a little bit lower. So you've just got to kind of gauge where they're coming from, and you go, okay, they're coming from that way, which means they're over there, they're this height, or they're aiming like this. So you can then change what you do. It's all about adapting to the situation that comes about at that time.
Which is pretty much what I'd say most airsofters do anyway.
Thank you.
Oh shit, the BBs are coming from this way. I know, let's shoot the opposite way.
Exactly. Which is why...
So you say there's a part of where CQB or normal airsoft will cross over this because of a bit of common sense and yeah.
Well, yeah. It's airsoft, isn't it? Which is normal, and it is CQB.
So would you say you play airsoft and stuff like that first, try indoor, outdoor before you try this, or would you just jump straight into it?
No, do not jump straight into this. This is like, you need knowledge of how to actually play airsoft. You need to know how to peek around a corner. You need to know how to snap as you say, a twitch or have a seizure.
Yeah, seizure. Yeah, you need to have seizure at corners.
But it helps. It makes it so that you can. If you play Airsoft and you feel like you're just dominating a field constantly, you're dominating your local field every single week, and you actually want a bit of a challenge. I do actually, yes.
Oh, your fault this week,
So I felt like I was just going through the motions. It was becoming stale. Whereas SpeedQB, every game's different. As the game starts, you might lose 3 players straight away, just from someone just laning in a different way. So it constantly changing. It's constantly making different. Whereas in normal CQB or normal Airsoft, you're kind of going through the same motions. Like Dex said that we had to change from playing pushback every single week because it was getting stale, it was getting boring, and it's like you've got to change it up sometimes.
Yeah, but if you come in every week, that's obvious. But like we've got to cater for new people that come in as well. So something that's stale for one person is good for someone else. Where this is a little bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'll compare the two that way, mate. I would have thought so.
But I feel like
even some people turn up week in, week out, and it's probably their favourite game, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's it.
Some people have never played before. Everybody's Marmite, aren't they? Some people love it, some people hate it.
Yeah.
Everybody's different.
I'll be honest with you, I hate Infected.
Yeah.
Well, some people love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it, I do. Sometimes I play it's the best game I've played. Other times you play it halfway through thinking, why do I keep playing this?
Unless you get shot by your own team.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. 3 times. In a second.
But going straight, if you want to do SpeedQB straight off the bat, you're going to have a hard time. Because you've not got any skills. You don't know how to shoot from your left and your right arm. So you don't know how to change your hands over. You don't know how to peek around a corner correctly. Which you can learn over time, but it's easier if you already have them skills.
So you'd say do Airsoft first before you do this?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it just gives you... Because even though I play SpeedQB, I still go to regular skirmishes, don't I? I still play a regular Airsoft.
That's because you work there.
But no, I went to Project X in Leicester. I went to the department. I've been to loads of places. I've been to Bravo 1. I've been to...
name dropping.
But you know what I mean? I've gone to different fields. I've played at different places, and I still do SpeedQB, and I still enjoy SpeedQB because of the adrenaline rush, the thrill of the competition.
Me personally, I think you were always going that way because I remember one of the earliest memories of ever playing with you years back, Harry, and you were just darting around the field, mate. I mean, I think we were playing something like, I don't know, I think the entire team had got like 50 lives total. And by the time one of the team had lost a life, you'd already took about 25 lives, Harry, because you were just running in, running out, running in, running out.
Yeah, well,
And
I just
saw like the fact that even when you look back on it, you think destined being a speed softer or something, you know.
Yeah, and it's to me it was about having as much fun as possible, and it still is about having much fun as possible. I do when I'm actually in a competition, take the competition seriously, but when it comes to regular Airsoft and everything, I just have fun with it. I just take a laugh. I don't particularly try hard. I don't particularly try and dominate the whole field. But if, say, Jack, for instance, if he's only going to show me his head, I'm only going to shoot his head.
Who's Jack?
Kevlar. The one with the, cannibalized G36.
Ah. Glasses.
Yeah. Like, if he's only going to pop his head out and not actually protect himself, I'm going to hit him in the head.
He's got a mate who you don't like.
You them.
That's what I'm saying. If you're not going to protect yourself, if you're not going to think about what you're doing, I'm going to take advantage of it. Doesn't mean I'm try-harding, it just means I'm taking advantage of something you're not doing.
Sounds like me on a Friday night.
Exactly.
Well, except for this one.
Yeah, for this one, you with us.
I need a cuddle.
Aww.
Is there anything else you want to add to this then, mate, before we bore everyone to tears?
Bore everyone to tears.
Nah, it's actually gone a bit more normal than last one, so...
I've got a couple of game videos just to show people.
Going to wrap up soon, so go on, finish off. So I've got one question that's been sent to me.
This is the first game. I'm not sure if you guys can actually hear it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's coming through on the stream system, so I think you might be able to hear it. Sure. You'll have to let me know, Nick.
So guys, we are having a UK.
Well, this is the first game that we've got against SAS. Which is the other
Airsoft is versus 9th Legion, guys. Here we go. They all shake hands, give each other hugs.
UK team.
Some kind words, maybe some
and
nasty
there we are
words,
at the beginning, like actually shaking hands, making sure and saying good luck, blah blah blah, and all that kind of jazz.
Like doing a football match.
Yeah, like you do in a football match.
We'll see who
so
gets
it's
the better hand here in this
all
match.
it is at that time is we're just like, let's have fun, let's see who comes out on top.
And I have to repeat myself, I like the jerseys of SAS here.
Don't just stop it there.
I really love that.
The audience above there at that point.
Yes, the audience actually.
Didn't see a single one of them wearing any sort of outfit.
Yes, they do.
They weren't behind any sort of face.
They do. They wear eye protection. Whilst there's a certain area, as soon as you go through that door, you have to wear your eye protection. You don't have to wear your dye mask, but you have to wear eye protection. And the refs are there to check. On this back bit here, it's what they do is they say feet and weapons. So one foot has to touch the back wall, and your muzzle of your weapon has to touch the wall.
I'm referring to the soft faces on.
Yeah, they've got eye protection.
They've all got eye protection.
Yes. Someone actually checks them as they go up. There's a stair.
Well, I don't know.
But see what I mean is in different angles, in different bunkers, and all that kind of jazz.
Immediately gets punished by 9th Legion.
I'm none of them. I'm the one that, as you won't see me right now, but this is our side of the field, so we're playing a different, and as you can see at the back, I don't know if you can see that, one of the players has just walked off, the enemy team. He didn't say hit or anything.
Mark, to answer your question, I'm not sure because
he didn't say hit, but he got hit. And I believe that was me actually getting, I actually got him on that one, yeah, this is where I got that 4K. So I got the guy at the back right, and I see, and the back, I'm coming up the left hand side there now, and I come round, wrap round, and slide in.
Way too fat and fucking stiff.
But at that point, my team didn't know, because as I cleared the field, I got hit. My team didn't know if it was clear or not, and neither did the announcer. The announcer actually thought that there was still one person, but I had actually finished and won that game for us by coming down the left hand side and just flanking them all, and they weren't looking at me, so I just took advantage of it. You guys are still watching it because of the delay.
Yeah. Wonder why you all got tight trousers on.
I was actually wearing trackies, normal trackies.
That really doesn't seem that big at all, does it?
No. It's 38 meters by 18 meters. It's quite small.
That was the fucking cover.
Yeah, but that's the cover that we use, and it's such a good one. This second game is actually a little bit longer, but you have a bit more of a, you get to see a bit more of the action. So this is the second game of. So what we do is we play 2 games, and this just shows you how silly the games are. At the beginning of the game, I was just blowing kisses across the field to them. I was just blowing kisses, having a laugh, basically.
Did they take the kiss?
Yes, they did. They blew some back, actually.
Did you take your kiss?
I took my kisses.
Go out victorious.
And as you can see, like as soon as the game starts, these rounds start flying. And I would hate, I actually hate to be a ref at that event. But the refs have the hardest job there, because they have to stand in a certain position, and sometimes they get absolutely laced. There's nothing they can do.
losing one player in the start of this match here.
Tell me when I was playing.
Yeah, that day with the speed soft, you still got looked at quite a lot that day, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, mate. That was a terrible day, that was. A lot of players who were just on general.
No movement towards the flag. Yep.
So
we have stiffers sitting in that corner
No, the mix
at
that
the
wasn't
snake
there.
box
Well,
there.
the refs are
holding an
just doing the
angle
best they can. And the thing is,
at
though,
the
with
flag.
the marshals and the refs on this
Moved up.
event, is it wasn't that many.
One
They
Doritos
had to ref every
further.
single game from 7 till 9.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
we have an
Traces going
SAS player
Pardon?
trying to
Oh, I
sneak
think traces going up.
The thing is, though,
into the
everyone's got
area.
traces, everyone's using tracer rounds, but
Let's
because
see
of
if
the
it
camera
works
and
for him.
the light of the actual arena, it
If he
isn't
can
that bright. So
reach the
you,
doors.
One of the
Very-
bright ideas is to turn the light down.
yes, but then you wouldn't be
Meanwhile,
able to see it.
Sippers
Yeah,
is
not dark.
holding that SAS
Don't they
player
have a good
down.
blackout night, guys?
No, not there. But as you can see,
Still having one
that's
player
Hodge there.
back
He's
on
at what
there. Also,
we call
already
Ranger,
sending one to the
our
snake
Ranger,
box,
and
but
he's
I'm not
using
sure
the
how
different
much damage
abilities,
he will
using the
be
different
able to
sizes
do.
of the
Now he
cover,
can.
jumping
You
up,
see
jumping
he's
down,
just holding the same
all that kind of jazz.
angle
Because if
as,
you can go over it and you can still see it,
as
you're fine.
Sippers does.
As long as you can see down your barrel.
Having no
And-
Hodge knows.
At this moment, there's someone in there, Lexus, who's quite tall.
Remember,
So you'll see him in a minute. You can see him there, just behind Hodge.
Flash the light.
Yeah,
Without
and
him gone,
he's
they
that
can't
tall
get
enough
that
that he can
flag.
actually just see the top of Hodge's head, and he just
Hodge
hits the
needs
top
to
of
wait
Hodge's
to-
head. The flag's that red thing above him. He has to jump up and grab that without being hit, which is actually a lot harder than you would expect.
This is getting exciting.
Can't take
'Cause,
grab them.
Yes, but can you get behind a
The
meter
player in the
cover
snake
and then
box
jump up and grab
are
it without being
both
shot?
doing the
I'll
exact same
take
thing.
you
They're
run and
waiting
stand
for
behind you, grab that, you get shot out of the way.
that flag.
So you see it, you just got hit, he put his hand on his head and he just walked off, that's it. He didn't say anything, he
I
didn't
don't know what he's
shout hit or
gonna do.
anything.
He's gonna move into the snake now. He changed his position. So there comes the second cavalry of the 9th Legion here.
And I start coming down that right hand side again. And
Number
basically
4
I start to come
Bell
down,
here
it's called
moving
Mustang, we
towards
call it
the
Mustang.
X. We have
And
the
I
second
didn't
player
know where the last player was.
very
But
close.
the last player had already been hit.
Stiffers
So
paid attention
I was
and
thinking,
got
oh
the
god, there's
snake
one
player.
more out
Nicely
there, there's
done.
one more out there.
But if they don't get that
And there
flag
wasn't.
grab,
We grabbed the flag and then time runs out at the very end. So we didn't get to plant the flag at the enemy's base. Which we lost out on points there.
That's your mistake.
Yes, we just weren't watching the clock. A 3 minute game. Yeah, a 3 minute game though. It feels like it lasts forever, but it's so short. Like whilst you're in the game, you're thinking, Jesus Christ, how long's it been? 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's just going so slow, but in actual fact, it's going so fast.
Yeah, you get that.
Yeah. Well, that's basically everything about SpeedQB. If you want to actually know a bit more about it and all that, you can actually add me on Instagram and I'll talk to you about it if you're interested in it or whatever.
So what's your name on Instagram then?
lgn.oatcakes.
Oh, I've got you on Instagram.
Yeah.
They only recognise because the oatcake pot.
Yeah.
I thought it had been something like Harry's safety shock.
Yeah. Right. So someone did send me a message saying, so the masks are crossed over, the paintball guns seem like a crossover, the game seem crossover, it's fucking paintball.
It's not though, is it really?
Isn't it just paintball but a bit cleaner, Harry?
I would say
Would
no.
you say it's closer to paintball than it is to airsoft?
No.
Honestly, without taking the piss.
Honestly, without taking a piss, I genuinely think that you get more skills from airsoft than you do from paintball.
That's a given, but yeah, the game, like I say, the guns, the mask.
Yeah, but you don't
It
sitting around the corner
doesn't
the
matter,
same
does
with
it?
the
I
same
could
sort of gun.
I could
I'm
still.
just asking, it just seems a lot more, right, like say the badger on like the paintball litting you and all that, and the green thing or whatever colour paintball's using. It does seem a bit more closer to paintball than it does to airsoft.
Well, I would still wear a dye mask if I was doing regular airsoft though.
Yeah, I know you do.
So, but I'd be still doing regular airsoft, and the only reason why I changed to the bottle stock was because of how better it is for a tournament environment.
Yeah, I know, because using tournament kits on normal airsoft sites. I don't understand that. Yeah.
So even you can still play SpeedQB with regular guns, with regular AEGs. A few people actually do. So you can with SpeedQB, I'd say it's literally 50-50 airsoft paintball. There ain't. I genuinely think that it's the guns, it's the way it's ran, how you have to be and hit and everything, but with styles and tactics from paintball, because they've already had all this 5v5, 10v10 kind of stuff.
That's
So-
on the back, yeah. That's where on the back there. The only crossover, the big crossover all difference is really the fact you've got marshals checking for hits, because obviously you haven't got the paintball marks and
Yeah.
your BBs.
Yeah.
The kits look very similar. You know, the games are pretty much the same.
It is just a 5v5 capture the flag
rate
one
of
hit.
fire of the guns and everything they've done to the guns to make them
Yeah,
pretty much look identical, don't they? To like a marker.
yeah, but at the same time is you could still have a regular AEG. The only reason why we make it so that the fire that fast is to keep someone heading. Because if I'm going tap tap stop, when I hit that stop, you're going to peek out and shoot at me and put me in. So if I can keep a steady stream of BBs going at you, you're not going to peek out, which means you're not going to do your job, which means my team can take advantage of it. So I get where you're coming from there. It's like paintball, it's like all this, but at the same time it's still airsoft. It's my opinion.
BBs, isn't it?
Yeah, in my opinion, it's actually in its own category because it's
definitely its own category, mate. Yeah.
Because it's 50-50 between airsoft gear, all that kind of jazz, and paintball tactics and styles. So it's 50-50, I would say.
I'd say more 75-25. That's me. I've never done it.
Whatever, isn't it? It's your own opinion. Yeah, and that's what. There's no judgment, and whatever anyone wants to do is what they want to do. That's what I love about airsoft.
Some people don't like CQB, some people don't like outdoor, some people don't like Speedsoft. It's all each to their own, mate.
Yeah, it's like some people don't like P90s or MP5s or M4s. They prefer like AUGs or bullpups or snipers or something. So it's all about what you enjoy, what you like.
It's a bit of a niche market at the moment. I want to see if it catches on.
At this moment in time, yes, but hopefully it will. Especially after the coronavirus has done everything, people want to do more stuff. So I genuinely think that it's going to pop off quite bigly, quite large. What's the word?
We'll see.
Well, it's going to pop off. I think, personally.
Well, you would, you're in it.
Yeah.
But no, mate, we'll see what happens. Good luck.
See what happens on that one. Yeah, all the best to you, Terry. Yeah.
Keep
been
enjoying.
Quite interesting listening to you.
Yeah. Cleared a lot of things up for me.
Yeah. Any last questions you want to know?
Someone just thought they were doing this 15 years ago. It's paintball. Fuck off. But I won't read it.
Yeah.
I've got a second line, so yeah. All right then, dude. Let's wrap it up there anyway for tonight.
Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for actually taking an interest in it and whatnot.
Yeah, so if anyone wants you, then what were you on? On Instagram?
Instagram, LG and _ oatcakes, and you just ask me, and you're more than welcome to talk. Pardon?
Put that in the description after, just in case.
Yeah, will do. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
All right, dude. I'll speak to you. Yeah.
Speak to you soon, Harry.
Bye. I'll end. Shall I end the stream for you, or shall I just leave?
Yeah, you might as well.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
See you again soon.
Yeah, all the best, guys.
Yeah.
Catch you soon.
See you again. Bye. What's the cobble?